It's time to talk law. Our resident lawyer, Despina Priala of boutique law firm Priala Legal in Runaway Bay, is with us every Thursday to offer her legal expertise by providing some general advice on the latest hot topics. Of course, having experience spanning more than 25 years in the area of property and commercial law. She joins us now once again. Good morning, Despina.
Good morning, Brooke.
Good morning. So we're without our Wayne this morning. I'm sure people will be wondering what's going on. So lovely Wayno is taking a well-deserved break because it's his birthday. So
happy birthday, Wayno.
Happy birthday, Wayno. So Girl Power will trot on with a hot topic kicking off this morning. We're going to talk about payment redirection scams and scams in general. We know tech scams are obviously causing havoc with, I think, almost everyone at the moment. But apparently this form of scamming is the reason small businesses across Australia are collectively losing millions, not just thousands, but millions of dollars. So to kick off, Despina, can you just describe what a payment redirection scam actually is?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that people really need to listen up to because it affects everybody. Okay. So not just the individual or the small business, it affects everybody in Australia. And payment redirection scams were huge. So, for example, we want to talk about the losses so we can sort of have people's ears prick up and go, oh, yes, I've heard about this, or I don't want to have this happen to me, to listen up to what is it? What type of scam are we talking about? And what can you do to help yourself in this situation and help prevent or be the victim of this payment redirection scam or any other scams? So the ACCC issued a recent report and it showed that these types of scams, payment redirection scams, caused the highest losses to businesses in 2021. And it was reported a $227 million in losses, which is absolutely huge.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And these are in relation to reported scams. So some people don't report them. So there'll be a lot of unreported scams. So I'm sure the figure's a lot higher than that. So look, this type of scam, a payment redirection scam, is where scammers impersonate a business or its employees via an email and request an upcoming payment be redirected to a fraudulent account. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you receive an email from an organization you usually maybe work with or or even employee, and they're asking for money to go, hey, I can't have it to this account, put it in this one instead, which could bite people. It seems pretty obvious.
That's right. So what people need to understand that we live in an age now where technology is so sophisticated and these hackers are so sophisticated that you can't trust even emails. So it looks like it's an email from a company you always deal with. It looks like an email that from an individual that you normally deal with, but it may not be. So in our profession, we've been taught and trained years ago, we cannot accept bank accounts by email anymore, and we don't. And we don't send those details by email. We always have to phone the person. And even when you phone someone, you've got to actually make sure you're speaking to the actual person that is your client or the third party you've got to verify accounts with. But look, it's something that ASIC is really urging small businesses to be aware of. And this show allows us to help listeners out there be aware of these types of scams. So look, in some cases, you've got scammers hacking into a legitimate email account and posing as the business, intercepting invoices from that business and amending the bank account details. So there was once upon a time where people thought PDFs were protected. Absolutely not. If you send something in a PDF form, of course it can be changed. There are all sorts of software that can change.
I'm not going to lie, I have an app on my phone that can adjust a PDF very easy now. So
exactly, it's right. In other cases, scammers impersonate people using a registered email address similar to the one from a legitimate business. So we're really talking about a difficulty for people like you and me, business owners, that's becoming worse and worse, becoming increasingly difficult for businesses to tell the difference between a legitimate email and a scam email. It's very, very hard. So there are some things that businesses can do, some steps that businesses can take to protect themselves. And really, no business is too small for a cybersecurity strategy and an attack. So you've got to be aware of that. Cyber threats can come in many forms. You've got scam emails, malicious software, ransomware that we've heard about. You've got fake websites, social media websites have issues. You get calls from call centres, people supposedly from charities, people supposedly from charity XYZ saying, oh, we'd like you to donate over the phone. You don't know who you're dealing with. So it's becoming increasingly difficult. What can you do? Okay.
And like you said, Despina, just quickly, like you said, that we're talking about businesses, but it is so important that individuals really listen to this advice as well, because it can be applied obviously across different platforms. Even recently on the Northern Rivers, because of the floods, we had that many people impersonating and phoning, asking individuals for money and faking it. So it can be for everyone.
So when there's a change in society and a change even in the property market or the share market, these people who are the cyber criminals and the hackers, they will always take advantage of those situations, take advantage of disadvantaged people, people who are in vulnerable positions. And look, you don't want to cut corners in cybersecurity in a small business. I'm aware, of course, everybody is watching their pennies, but cybersecurity is something that you can't afford not to spend money on. You really can't. So what can you do? Okay. So if you go to cyber.gov.au, okay, very simple, cyber.gov.au, there's advice there issued to protect yourself against cybercrime. You can actually report cybercrime. So that cyber.gov.au website allows you to report a crime that you're aware of or, unfortunately, if you've been the victim of. And by doing that and reporting that, you see Australia can become more aware of what's going on and take even further vigilant action. There's a small business cybersecurity guide that's been released by the government. So that's really, really important for small business to have a look at. Cybersecurity guide. It's free. It's available on there. There's a cybersecurity assessment tool. So you can find this on business.gov.au. And there's a lot of valuable information put up there. And this is one of them. So you can do your own assessment on your business using this assessment tool. There's lots of questions that are asked, and it's all free. So before you even go and engage an independent expert to come in and have a look at your business, there are things that you can do yourself as a business owner. You just need to spend your time in doing it. So that's really, really important. The other thing to be aware of that ASIC has put out there a lot is that ASIC, this is the Australian Securities and Investments Commission, does not ever endorse investments. Okay, so any website or advertisement that states that the investment is approved by ASIC, right, is fake.
It's a red flag, baby.
The red flag. It's a scam, and you don't want to believe that. Now, here are some other tips for small business owners. You've got the Small Business Debt Helpline. Okay, so some people may not be aware of that. So it's a free advice service. If you're getting yourself into a bit of financial trouble and you're not sure where to go, you can call this helpline, 1-800-413-828. Okay, so that's available. You've also got the small business, so that's a small business debt helpline, I should say, and that is funded by the federal government. So that was established in 2020. Okay, and the helpline there is staffed by qualified financial counsellors that can give you some practical advice. Okay, so
free.
It's free.
So good. Yeah.
Now, some more tips, right? I'm really big on tips because this is a very...
I can see the passion in your eyes, Despina.
Exactly. Well, it's very concerning for people out there in Australia to be the victim of cybercrime. So look, you can actually subscribe to a couple of different alerts that are free. It's not a paid service that keep you up to date with scams. So you've got scamwatch.gov.au. It's fantastic. You can go on there, subscribe to get email alerts on the latest scams around Australia. So that's fantastic. Yeah.
You get notified on the latest information, say so-and-so is pretending to be the ATO.
Exactly.
You'll get an email to say, hey, look out, if you get this, ignore it, delete it, block it, report it. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's handy.
It is handy. You can also subscribe to the Small Business Information Network, SBIN. And you can subscribe to this network. It's free again to receive these updates on any small business information that you need to know as part of that network. So really, really important things. And look, there's also moneysmart.gov.au, and that's just a checklist and other information on the website if you're thinking of investing, because a lot of people have been duped by investment scams, because we're talking about scams overall. And, it's on the website. It's free. It's a checklist for you to check off and see what you're looking into before you actually invest your hard-earned money. So look, the overall message is the state and federal governments have issued a lot of valuable information on their websites. You've just got to know where to find it. Okay. And they are there to help you because they're fully aware of the scams that are out there. So I would really encourage people to go to these websites that I've suggested, subscribe to these email alerts, and really be aware of what's going on out there to help yourself and protect your business.
Yeah, definitely. And just a reminder there, so some of the websites mentioned, cyber.gov.au, business.gov.au, and the Small Business Debt Helpline, 1-800-413-828. Did I get that number correct, Despina?
Yes, you did.
Good stuff. Coming up next, the deadline is looming for business directors to apply for the new identification numbers. What to do before you get hit with a fine. Despina has all the details coming up. You're listening to Talking Law on Radio 97.